I had no idea his middle name was Gaylord. Chad Gaylord Smith. Are you f***ing kidding me?
It's always crazy when your middle name is longer than your first and last name.
That's not what I'm talking about, Alex. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my fast co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
Real fast.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time, except for these EAE singles episodes where we cover one album at a time. And what are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about Every Loser by Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop, this just released but a few days ago.
Yes, we are doing something in a timely manner.
The first time absolutely first time ever in the show. Absolutely first time ever. That's wild. It feels weird to be current. Also, I mean, as much of a fan of Iggy Pop as I am, check out our episode on the Stooges, by the way. Mm-hmm. I have heard embarrassingly little of his solo stuff, except for like just the smatterings here and there and the famous stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And then I'm a fan of the album he did with Josh Homme, Post Pop Depression.
So in preparation for this, I not only listened to this album, I went and listened to like just a handful of them, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
That was not what I was expecting. It was and it wasn't. For that one, I mean, we're gonna be talking about this album more, but for that one, it was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Anything Josh Homme was a part of, he just dominates, and it sounds like Queens, I like Queen, that's fine. But I wasn't expecting all those string arrangements and all that crazy experimental stuff. Like, oh, it's quite nice.
Yeah. Iggy's a real wild card these days. I haven't listened to the album between that one and this one.
Was it called Free, I believe?
Free, yes. So yeah, I wasn't sure what to get, and then I remember back in the day when he dropped that album Skull Ring, which had a bunch of special guests on it, and it was not received well. So
I feel like there's like a lot of ups and downs, but I've loved him for so long. I always considered him the king of rock and roll because the man just can't die. And the day he does, it will be a dark and sad day. I might cry.
It's going to be up there with Lemmy. 75 years old, still going.
And still all the energy.
Which is...
Obviously, drugs are involved. Obviously. Well, I mean, that's been a thing ongoing with his career, but he's part bioman or something, or bionic man. Everyone's a bioman if you think about it. He's got to be part robot or something.
Or like part toxic Avenger or something.
I can see it by the appearance of his skin. Perhaps that's probably closer to it. So I also went back and gave his first two albums, which I've only heard like in the background or here and there.
We've all heard Lust for Life,
of course. And I was like, man, his rule.
Yeah,
he fucking rules. I didn't realize that his first three albums all came out in '77.
Oh dang!
The Idiot, Lust for Life, and Kill City with James Williamson.
Yeah,
and I've already raved about Kill City in the past. It's a fucking awesome album. I think it was recorded earlier though. I didn't realize they were all released on the same day, and I also didn't realize that Bowie wrote most of the songs off Lust for Life.
Yeah, I knew about that collaboration.
I knew the collab, but I didn't know it was like he just wrote all the songs.
Oh shit!
All of them except maybe one track. I'm like, these are great songs. This no offense to Iggy, but I feel like there's more here. But Every Loser, which just came out, how do you feel?
It's a solid entry in the legacy of Iggy Pop, I feel like.
I liked it, and I liked it way more than I thought I was. I thought I would. I think I might even like it more than Post Pop Depression.
Is that what's called? Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. I think I need to like stew with it a little bit, but like I said, 75 years old. This is his 19th solo album.
God.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get. I didn't realize it had contributions from.
It's star-studded.
Yeah, from Duff McKagan and Chad Smith.
Duff McKagan, Chad Smith, Dave Navarro, Taylor Hawkins, R.I.P. And who else? There's more. There's more on here. Travis Barker, Stone Gossard, Eric Avery, and then Andrew Watt, who's like just the guy. It's
a young producer who's mostly worked with pop artists and Ozzy Osbourne. So that's an interesting get. And,
produced the whole thing and played on a bunch of tracks.
Yeah, I can definitely hear
all the tracks.
some of the that like pop production on some of these songs.
It does overall sound really good though. It's got a nice, the same with, I'm gonna keep comparing it to Post Pop Depression because it's the only other recent one I've heard. But they both have like the big live feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this generation's or a modern version of the garage sound, which is infinitely better than the original because technology and whatnot. But I don't want to say Albini-esque because it's not quite that, but in the same vein, very live and a crisp studio reverb drum sound and all that. It sounds good, except there's one thing that is all over Iggy's Twilight years albums. Because he's an old man, there's plenty of old man vocals on here, of course.
Which we've established on the Stooges episode I'm for.
He's for. I find it distracting and funny. Whenever Iggy, I can't think of any other old man singers where this happens, but whenever it's in fucking Iggy song and he's whenever he does that, it's produced so loud and so like his voice is the loudest thing by miles.
He kind of turns into Johnny Cash and specifically Morning Show, which is the first and like one of two tracks where he does that. And him doing that voice and just hearing him sing in like a sadish song, like I'm crispy on the outside.
It's also
it made me laugh so much.
He does say that he's crispy, but what made me laugh about that is because he's so old. I don't know what happens with age, but you lose your S's. All his S's, crispy. It's kind of like almost like a Ric Flair S, where it's not a real S. Or a Dusty Rhodes S where it's a P. It's just, it's, I don't know. I'm dreading the day I lose my S's. Dude, it's going to happen one day. But all his like shouted or higher, sung vocals or whatever, they always sound really nice and in the mix and very and way more youthful than he really is. It's just again not lacking any energy. But whenever he sings croony and low and quiet, it gets louder than everything.
Yeah,
and it seems like a stylistic thing because it was on those last Stooges albums that I fucking hated. It was all over those too. More so on Ready to Die than the Weirdness, but yeah, it seems like a deliberate thing.
It probably is. I think the other time he goes into that on specifically a song is the Regency, which
the closer,
which is a great little closer. It is for sure one of the strongest songs on the album, I think.
100%. I love it. All over, you got these really piercing post-punk arpeggios that just kind of cut through all the layers. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. There's some nice moments, but that's like I think the most well-written, the prettiest, if I'm going to keep using that word.
I would say that. I wasn't expecting kind of like some 80s production too.
They got some new waviness for sure.
Yeah.
Mostly on Comments, which is, I do like that song quite a bit.
Yeah. I felt it on the Regency and also Strung Out Johnny.
Oh, right.
Which is the second track.
I felt more post-punk vibes from that one for sure.
Yeah. It is kind of goth.
Yeah.
Especially because he's not the full, like, deep voice you hate, but deeper.
Yeah. Strung Out Johnny, I think, is like the more post-punk thing, whereas Comments is the more new wavy. Similar, but different.
I did find the little interlude, the news for Andy, oddly funny. I don't know if it's meant to be funny.
Oh yeah, dude, there's two interludes on here and they're both great, which is weird. The news for Andy is the first one and then My Animus is the second one. News for Andy it's like him. It's almost like he's like, is it like commercial? Like he's doing a commercial for
a little bit or
antidepressant drugs or something like that.
Or calling from a doctor's office.
Yeah. But those are the lyrics. The music is like an actual song.
Yes.
It's not like a goofy experimental interlude. It's like a song that just happens to be 55 seconds with these goofy, funny, spoken word thing on top of it. And then My Animus is, again, it's a completely different thing. It's still an interlude. It's slightly longer, but like these things would work on their own as full songs if they chose to do that. I feel like
they would. It almost feels like those should be on like a concept album instead of this.
Imagine Iggy concept album at this age.
Do whatever you want, Iggy. I'm for it.
So we have all kinds of people. We got, I think, Travis Barker's on one track, and that's unsurprisingly neo-punk.
Yes, where they bring the punk.
It's very much old punk. It's no hardcore, obviously. It's just it's fun and it's nice. It's far from revolutionary, but it's fun. It worked for me.
I feel like songs like All the Way Down and Modern Ripoff are
a modern day ripoff, yeah,
are very much like doing the Stooge thing with the
there's some Stooges vibes
keyboard
for sure. Less Stooges-y. I don't know but still fun. Like Modern Day Ripoff is super high energy, and it does sound a lot better following New Atlantis, which it's on the ballady side. It's not awful, but
it is my least favorite song.
I think Morning Show is my least favorite song.
Really?
And those two kind of jump back and forth for me. Like I feel like they're the same song.
Once he told me he was crispy on the outside on Morning Show, I can't.
I suppose that'll
I can't hate that song.
Sway one way. That song, Morning Show, also has like some slide guitars on there, and it's a lot of acoustic guitars on there. It's very pretty. The Old Man vocals are probably the most prominent on that one.
For sure.
That's not why I don't like it. It's mostly just because it's like a dreary emotional ballad type thing, and it just doesn't do it for me. But I don't know, I found the intro to New Atlantis to be hilarious and charming. Like, he's so old on here. He's 10,000 fucking years old. How is he still kicking?
I think I want an album where it's just like him and John Carpenter reading stories or doing spoken word stuff over like very pretty music.
You wouldn't want them to do either of the things that they're known for doing. You want a completely new Muzak spoken word John Carpenter Iggy Pop joint.
Yeah, there's something about it because of the interludes on here, and then there's this artist Gunship. He got John Carpenter to do this spoken word thing on one of his songs, and it's like very cool, feeds into like the synth thing he's doing on there. And I don't know, something about old men just doing spoken word over pretty or melodic stuff is
something about those old men.
Feels good.
It is charming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the right word, but there's something appealing about it.
It's also endearing just because, well, it's mostly endearing because it doesn't suck.
Yes.
He's earned the right to pretty much suck at this age.
Yes.
We expect him to suck at this age.
And a lot of aging rock and roll acts do suck, and
100%.
He's not immune to that, as we've covered. And I'm not sure what the bulk of his solo discography is like, but I'm sure there's some stinkers in there.
100%.
But this to have a legend like Iggy's still around and doing it at a high level is this a good feel good album.
I think it's strong. I think it's strong and it's re-listenable, and I like the album. Like, I legitimately like it. It's not even just like, oh, if it feels good, it doesn't suck, it's not bad, fuck it. I actually I like it even more than that.
Mike's album of the year.
Album of the year, calling it now.
As of first week. This is number one. Yeah,
it's gonna hold it. It's gonna hold the place. It could make the list, honestly. A year from now, it could make the list.
Who knows what the future? Well, we kind of know what the future. We have some future releases
we're looking forward to. Yeah,
but who knows how they will vary in quality? So
who knows? Pretty much, almost every song. was Chad Smith is on. Well, not every, like about half the album.
Yeah.
The other half is just Taylor Hawkins and Travis Barker.
Yeah. Taylor Hawkins steps in on comments with Eric Avery of Jane's Addiction.
Yeah. The same with not Neopunk. The Regency as well. Oh yeah. Dave Navarro is on here. He's only on one track.
Mm-hmm.
Jane's Addiction. Check out that episode.
And then Stone
Gossard, yeah,
who we've covered almost all his bands except for the one big one.
Except for the one everyone loves. Green River and Temple of the Dog. Was there another one?
Did we do Mother
Love Bone?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. For a while I was like,
Mother Love Bone? I forgot. So one day we'll do Pearl Jam, just not today. Fucking
not 6 months from now.
No. But so and McKagan is on a ton of these songs. You can't fucking hear them at all. Like, whereas we're with the other album with Josh Homme, all you hear is Homme because the motherfucker just,
that's what he did.
He just steamrolls every project he's on.
Yeah.
Even the one with Dave Grohl and fucking John Paul Jones. Check out that episode, by the way. We've done that. Them Crooked Vultures. But here, no, you tell me these are fucking faceless studio musicians. It makes no difference to me.
I felt like the bass playing in comments was had some edge on it due to Eric Avery. I think he's a underrated bass player. It's a good point. I forgot about him. Yeah.
So
that stood out a little bit to me. And then when I was like a teenager, Chad Smith was one of my favorite drummers, and he's just solid and continues to do so here. But nothing flashy or like a funky Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, thank Christ.
Like he knew what his job was here. And
I had no idea his middle name was Gaylord.
Neither did I.
What the fuck? Chad Gaylord Smith? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's always crazy when your middle name is longer than your first and last
That's not what I'm talking about, Alex.
It's a name.
His name is fucking Gaylord. Like, I thought that was like
died out.
Died out, especially because of the movie Meet the Parents, where it was like an entire plot point that his name was Gaylord.
Well, he was born way before that. So
no, I know that, but like, you think you would just like, axe his records and like redact some stuff or something, or do a thing like Adam Carolla did, where he made his middle name Lakers on his driver's license.
Yeah,
because they don't check. You just write anything on the DMV.
Oh, no. They won't check your birth certificate.
That's insane. That's insane. You just make your middle name Lakers.
I might do that.
Maybe you should.
This is a fun middle name one day. I do need to update my ID soon. So
you'll be Alexander Chad Gaylord Smith Volts.
You know what? Sounds like royalty to me.
Yeah, the longer it is, for sure.
Yes.
But it's a cool album. Where was it? Oh, this is this made me laugh. Where, according to Iggy, the intention of this album was to quote beat the shit out of the listener.
Mm-hmm.
And when we just covered a band like God, like, I'm sorry, but this isn't doing it. This is not beating the shit out of me at all. I'm beating the shit out of this album easily.
Even on a low, like a low bar to clear, it doesn't really beat the shit out of me. But
it's it's fun for an old man. This is actually quite intense, though.
It is. The Frenzy, the opener.
The opener rules. That's when I kind of knew I was in for an okay ride.
Mm-hmm. So there are songs that go there. I think listeners of the Stooges and Iggy will be pleased with this album.
Yeah, I hope so, at least. What was the last time you heard Lust for Life, the album?
It's been a long time. Might do it on the car ride home.
It gives me nice, weirdly nostalgic feelings, even though a lot of those songs I'd never heard. And I actually honestly never even liked the title track.
Mm-hmm.
I only have a fondness for it because of Train Spotting, but it kind of fucking rules. And there's something about that late 70s era of Iggy that I just, I don't know. I really love it.
Yeah.
Or mid to late 70s. I was at a diner by myself reading a book by Doug Stanhope, listening to that. And I was like, this is all right. This is all right. All right. I like this.
This tracking down all the diners in LA and
I swear, dude, I want a simple fucking no fluff, no fucking shiny things, just a regular ass fucking diner. I don't even need a menu. Just give me some fucking eggs. Like simple. And there is not that unless you want Denny's or Norm's.
Out west, the diner scene is kind of...
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's kind of thin.
I drove out to fucking like Glendale to find a regular average ass diner.
There you go.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I also gave a once over to The Idiot, which I never heard. I thought I heard it. I don't think I ever heard it. And that's infamous because that was an album that Ian Curtis was listening to when he committed suicide. Check out the episode on Joy Division. That's a weird one. That is way more electronic than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Which is fucking fascinating. And I also read a little bit that was around the time that Iggy was trying to get clean, but he was having trouble. So he did the logical thing. The thing when you're trying to get clean, you want to start hanging out with David Bowie, and that's what he started doing a lot. He's like, you know, buddy, you're gonna help me through this. All right, I know you're my man. All right, straight as an arrow, Bowie is what they call him. And things went well.
Yeah, I wish that Bowie documentary touched on his drug use more, but
I didn't see it. Which one's that?
It's called Moon Age Daydream. It's delightful.
When did that come out?
Last year, and one day, I guess I'm gonna say it, so I have to do it. I'm going to record a Patreon episode with my full review.
Don't you forget now.
I said it. I'm gonna do it. I have it written up. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh, I know what's wrong with you. It's the same thing that happens to me whenever I have to do fucking ad reads or do anything in front of a camera by myself. It's a nightmare.
It's, to me, like if any listeners have depression, it's like taking a shower where in your head it's this like colossal, like hiking up a mountain thing.
Getting out of bed, it's like I can't do it.
And then you do it and you're like, it took
all morning. Yeah.
But in actuality, it takes all of like 10 or 15 minutes and it's fine. It's fine.
And once you get going, it's fine. But God, there's just, I don't know. Because there's plenty of personalities where it's just, why don't you just do it? Just do it. What's wrong with you? Just do it. Like, hey, fuck you, dude.
I'm not that.
I don't like it.
I'm not that type of personality.
Yeah. And it seems like I am. The way I talk shit on this pod, I am not that.
I respect the shit out of anyone doing like a podcast on their own. Like that is crazy to me.
I sometimes do which I need to record more for Patreon, the solo pods where I talk about some old punk stuff. And those ones take me like to hit record is always the hardest. I'm like, I'm sitting there, everything's set up. I'm like, all I gotta do is start. It's okay. You gotta do this. It's okay. Fuck.
I guess this band with Chad Smith, Duff McKagan, and Josh.
Oh, Josh Klinghoffer.
He was in the
Klinghoffer.
Yeah, he's a replacement for in the Red Hot Chili Peppers for a little bit, but I guess they're gonna do some shows together, and it's called Iggy Pop and the Losers. So.
That's cute. Yeah, Pop. Yeah, Iggy Pop and the Losers. They're supposed to do Kimmel's show. Well, but last night, if you're watching this, the day it drops, it hasn't aired yet for us.
It'll probably be on YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna watch that live. That's for damn sure. I'll watch that on YouTube afterward. Because we probably talked about it in the past, but I only saw Iggy Pop once, and it was with you.
Yes,
and it was
same.
That was the only time you saw him.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen him too.
It was the premiere of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yes.
In Hollywood, and for some reason, why was Iggy playing?
I don't know. It was this. I'm glad he was, because I got those tickets for free, and it was dope just to see Iggy Pop do like 5 songs before he blew his load, and then watch the Evil Dead TV show. So, dude,
it was like he just did a chunk of the hits. Was full force Iggy. Yeah. Obviously, he showed up without a shirt. That's no issue there. Just doing all the shit that you would expect, like singing with the crowd, falling into the crowd, standing on shit, jumping around. Like, I'm so happy. I saw that before he died and I died because goddamn.
Yeah, he was old then. Now it's like,
yeah, that was years ago. It makes me sad thinking how long ago that was. That show's fucking dead too.
Oh man, that had a good run.
Yeah, that was a good show. I finally watched fucking Fellini's Casanova. Check out our top 5 soundtrack episode.
Like
it is weird.
Nice. Yeah, Fellini's a weird dude.
I did like it. So strange. I mean, oh my God. Like Donald Sutherland is the titular character and he is a horror to look at. I mean, he is frightening. He's
even at that age.
Well, here's the thing, because he's hideous, because he has the full powdered wig and like the white face and like his hairline is moved way back. And then also I learned afterward that he wore a prosthetic nose and chin to make him uglier.
There we go.
So I think Fellini had like a real beef against Casanova and he hated him. So the whole movie was supposed to be like, look how shitty this guy is.
Yeah.
And then as he was making the movie, he started to feel bad for the character and like started to see like, you know, his flaws and why he did the things that he did. So he kind of like, he pulled the reins back and wasn't as harsh on the character. But as a result, you still get this kind of sympathetic, pathetic protagonist who's fucking horrific to look at, who's banging everybody in the movie every 5 minutes in hilarious ways. I mean, zany, I'm talking flipping her around him, fully clothed, both of them fully clothed.
This is shot.
Doing cartwheels, dude, cartwheels.
This is shot up to my need to watch movie right now.
It's ridiculous. And then the story itself is actually kind of hard to follow because it's all vague and it jumps timelines back and forth without too many concrete, like, all right, we're in the present again. And then the dialogue is all it is as powdered wig as you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep ranting about this the whole time, but I will name 2 scenes that are spectacular. One, he meets a giant woman over 7 feet tall who's beating just man after man after man in arm wrestling. He falls in love with her. And then, by the way, a side note, she's traveling with 2 companion little people. So he follows her. She brushes him off. And then he bribes one of her companions to let him peep at her taking a bath with the two little boys, 2 little men, while singing one of the themes that's on the soundtrack that I love so much. Scene number 2, he gets in a proverbial dick measuring contest with some fucking high up in some land. And the dude says, "Oh yeah, I bet my boy can out fuck you." And he says, Bring him now.
Bring it. And I have a time machine. They refer to suave men as Casanovas. I'm going to win this.
And boy, did he win it.
Of course he did.
They bang for how many times can you nut in 1 hour in front of everybody?
Oh,
that was the competition.
How old was he when he did that?
The age is also quite vague. I imagine virile enough.
Anything over 28 is gonna be a little bit harder.
Not without some PODs. PEDs. Not
PEDs.
not without some of the band POD. Any plans to see the Pantera reunion? The Pantera, I said. Pantera.
Unless something falls into my lap.
Really? You're not even a little bit curious for that pop when they fucking, as soon as they obviously start with Cowboys from Hell?
It's not even that I'm not curious. It's more of what Ticketmaster has turned into.
Oh, fucking like not even hiding their scam nature.
It somehow gets worse.
Yeah, they're nuts.
And so like, I don't go to a lot of big arena shows, but when I do, you know, I like the peace of mind that I have a chance and that I could get these tickets at an affordable price. Now with this, like, well, the tickets are what the market decides. Fuck you.
Well, that's just how you get the whole Taylor Swift thing where you just, I mean, scam city, dude.
Yeah, I hope that fucking changes something. Part of me is like upset it took so long, but part of me is like relieved.
It needed something big in order.
And that might be it. Maybe.
I gotta tell you, man, seeing those fans cry, that was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. I mean, no offense to them as people, but that is to be a grown human being crying over a concert is hilarious. That's the funniest.
Mike says that as someone who cries at concerts
because of the emotional impact of the song. No, I mean, like, it's the same way I felt as a kid if my mom maybe said like, "Oh, we're going to Disneyland," and then said, "No, we can't go."
Oh, yeah.
It's like the same level of like tantrum, like, but I really was looking forward to it, and I couldn't get the ticket. You're an adult. It's so funny. I mean, just watch a compilation and it's delightful.
I'm glad it broke them because there have been a number of concerts where I couldn't get tickets. Guess what? When you listen to more than one artist, that's the way the cookie crumbles. So yeah, mostly how disgustingly vile Ticketmaster is, where like over here in LA, Pantera's playing with Metallica, so that's probably like a couple hundred.
Oh, easily. But that's just the first night, right? Isn't it like multiple nights?
But now it's probably 1,000.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't have the energy. I'm relieved I listen to smaller artists now because if they go unchecked, it's totally going to become this like classist bullshit thing where people are like paying like thousands of fucking dollars. And
it's all just because of scalpers. I mean, it's all scalping.
Oh, well, that's part of it. But then, yeah, this whole like they don't have face value. They have market value. And the market says the pit tickets are $5,000. That's what the market says.
Well, that's what scalpers try until they don't sell. And then that's what...
No, I'm saying...
what Ticketmaster is saying?
Like when you buy directly through Ticketmaster now, it's not a face value ticket. It's not... It's not front row's 100, back is 50. Now it's a fluctuating...
Okay, I got you.
Sorry,
okay.
I should have...
I was on full on the scalp train.
I just assumed everybody knew. No, this is the way it... And then they benefit from scalpers too, because the sites the scalpers use are run by Ticketmaster. It's a whole fucking...
It's quite genius. If you
and then on top of that, they own the fucking venues. They own so many venues. Like I need someone to break them up or fucking slap some feet. I don't fucking know, something.
Yeah, what can you do other than starting your own venue? Like, what, you can't really do much.
And
it's like
then, what are you gonna do? Like when a band goes on tour, what are you gonna do? Like provide them a special ticketing thing to get around?
All you can do is just not buy the fucking tickets. That's literally all you can do, is not buy them and let them feel it. That's all you can do.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if enough people got upset, but I don't think enough.
No, there's no chance. There's no chance. But that would be the only way. We're like, okay, people really don't like that we did this. Guess we got to change it up. That's like the only way.
I mean, if these tickets are going for like thousands of dollars, like I've read, it's got to bust, right? Like,
it's just so on its face shady. Like how long could you possibly keep that up? It's so obviously shitty.
It's really gross. And yeah, I'm glad I've like seen Metallica twice. I may just be going to smaller shows until this whole thing is sorted out.
I'm quite glad that the artists that are the most important to me are the ones that are not playing arenas. And I'm blessed in some way with that. I don't remember who it was. It's some comedian. It might be Louis or someone big, where they would intentionally buy all the front row tickets, and then I don't know if you either give them away to people with worse seats or give them to like friends or something like that, so that scalpers couldn't buy them. Yeah. And then also, there's another thing that happens where people with money buy those tickets just to flex, and they don't even show up, or they're not even big fans of it. Yeah. So it's like, just get, you guys suck. We're not going to include you. I'm going to buy these up and give them to people who want them or who would appreciate them.
Yeah. I knew that, but I was writing for a questionable website for a little bit.
They're all questionable in some way or another. When get down to it.
And they sent me to the Jay-Z Beyonce concert to do a write-up on it. And like, let me tell you, my tickets were phenomenal.
Really?
I should not have been that close.
Oh man, you're one of the sons of bitches in those good seats.
And that's when I was like, shit, like man, like the people behind me should be here. Like I'm just here to do a job.
You really should have had the worst seats in the house. Yeah. That's how I feel whenever I see photographers at shows and stuff. Like, I get it. You need the shot. It's your job. But you don't want to, you don't care. You don't fucking care, dude.
Yeah. I guess photography is a little different, but yeah, it is bullshit, or it's like the people in front aren't really the fans.
That's one good thing about general admission is I mean, it's a pain in the ass. You have to fight your way to the front or to get there like hours early and run in front of everybody. But at least there's a chance where there's some, what's the word? I don't know, fairness, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, there is no perfect system, but $1,000 tickets are not very fucking far away from the answer. Yeah,
I almost want to, like, in my brain, just like, you know what? No one gets it now. Every big, massive arena act has to play a club. And if it sells out fast, fucking fight each other for the tickets. just something where there's a fighting chance. Maybe literally.
They're not going to do that.
No, they are not. There's no money in that.
Yeah, they want monies.
Well, anyway, thanks for listening and watching and hanging out. Check out the album if you dug this conversation, the parts of it that had to do with the album anyway. Or if you like Iggy Pop, and it doesn't disappoint. Iggy's still fucking kicking, and it's unbelievable that it's this good after this many years.
It really is.
Crazy. Follow me on all social media at Pounder Monkey and Alex on Instagram at
Every Album Alex.
Hell yeah. You can find the full album Every Loser in the description. You could also
realize Every Loser on every album ever. I didn't realize what we were doing today.
Yeah, someone call us Every Loser. That's not that funny, but you get the idea. Patreon, baby. That's where if you want to help and support us and keep us moving and ticking and clocking and cocking, patreon.com/every album ever. You get bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. You get to join our Discord, be a part of our little community, as well as suggest our EA singles episodes just like this one. Put out whatever albums came out this year that you want us to cover, and we will probably do it. Or any other ideas for whatever random spin-off episodes you want us to talk about.
Preferably if you know in advance when the albums drop. We might even be able to drop the episode in a timely manner.
That would be ideal as well, yes. And if you're tier 2, if you're bigger than Jesus, then you could suggest a full discography for us to cover on our bigger, longer episodes. We're within reason, all right? No fucking Prince suggestions with 80 albums, and that's not going to happen. But something manageable and beefy is fine with us, and we will do that. Cool. Well, what are we doing?
Let's signing off.
What are we closing with? That's a good question. I think... The Regency, right?
Yeah, Regency.
It's got to be.
We both were just like, what a delight.
It's a delightful closer. And you're going to hear it right now if you're not on YouTube. YouTube, you're not going to hear it. Whatever. Okay. Thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.